Hi, everyone. I wanted to share my testimony about Class 511. It was a very unique class in the sense that I was the only student, so my instructor, Gus, and I had a chance to talk more in depth about the materials. Also, since I was the only student in class, I got perfect attendance, and I beat everybody else in my class to get valedictorian. I finally made it. The materials for the class was called The Heart of an Artist, written by Rory Noland. It's interesting because I don't really consider myself an artist. I do love music and the arts, but I think the book goes into thoughts about the myriad of ways that we all are artists in our own right. But this book is more than just about how artists deal with certain life situations, but how all people deal with emotions, pride, envy, sin, etc. It came at a very opportune time in my life while I was going through a tough season. And as always, God is so vocal in how he speaks through his word, circumstances, prayer, and people like us to speak truth into my life. There were a few sections that really spoke to me, like perfectionism versus excellence. This idea that pursuing perfectionism, whether it be in serving on a creative arts side of ministry or work or other ministry, and pursuing excellence are closely linked, yet very far apart in heart attitude. While pursuing excellence relies heavily on self and how the end justifies the means to get there, excellence is more of a heart motivation of doing the best for our desire to be the best steward of everything that God's given us for his glory. I wouldn't really say that I struggle with perfectionism, as evidenced by the fact that this is my first perfect attendance award, but the idea of pursuing excellence with the reminder that we want to give our best. The King of Kings is allowing us, whatever we have in our lives, to be used for his perfect plan to bring people closer to him. So with that in mind, we should aim to pursue excellence without stumbling onto an unhealthy form of perfectionism that stunts us when things don't go the way we planned. But the other topic that was covered in the class is the idea of handling criticism. It's funny because I thought I was pretty good at handling criticism and would get frustrated when someone told me I wasn't good at handling criticism. Just kidding. But this also lined up with a particular relationship in my life that was going south pretty quickly and was impacting other people around me. I constantly saw the other person as the antagonist in the story of my life and could clearly and objectively state to people around me that this other person was in the wrong. I wanted to go the other way whenever I saw them. The tone in which they were speaking to me felt rude and disrespectful. It felt condescending and unnecessary. And so every time I saw them, I just kind of walked the other way when I had the chance. When conflicts arose, I found myself staying calm and silent to take the higher road. But there was so many better ways to say what the person, and to say that there was better ways that this person could have handled what they said, and it was just a matter of preference about what this person was thinking or what they were saying. But during the class, Gus asked me if I'd been praying for this person, and I easily said no. It was very hard to pray because I was filled up with quite a bit of negative emotion. But he challenged me to be able to pray for the person. And I found myself trying to pray that this person would be less rude and that they would change the way that they spoke. But I couldn't pray for them, pray blessings upon them. And I really struggled with this challenge. But it was clear that it was my pride that was stopping me from being humble enough to see that God was trying to refine me in his own way. Whether this person was 100% objectively wrong in their approach, and even in the content of what they were saying, my heart was not in a healthy place. Handling criticism and defensiveness stops all of us, and me, from being able to pull out what we can, where we can grow in particular areas. With every negative conflict, area of conflict in our lives, even if the counterpart is wrong, there is still an area of growth that we can pull out, that I can pull out, if we just stop a moment and try to discern where God is working in it. Because even in, and especially in these situations, God is speaking to us. If our hearts are too hardened by resentment and bitterness, then I can't hear what he's trying to tell us. A few chapters later, there was a topic about handling emotions, which sort of tipped me over the edge as well. It wasn't just in the book. God's message to me was reiterated through Pastor Eric in Sunday sermons. It was in my own personal Bible reading time and during my life coaching sessions and through the class and through Gus. It was clearly something that my heart was so built up with frustration that he needed to speak to me in a more resounding way. I am pleased to say that at this point, during my interactions with this person, my heart has opened up tremendously. I'm still a work in progress, but I'm able to draw out areas of improvement now as opposed to immediately going on the defense mode. I'm able to interact with a genuine smile and see them for who they are, not by who I think that they think that I am. I'm able to pray for them and pray blessings for them. None of the content or any of the conversations or interactions has changed, but it's like the sky opened up for me. God was really trying to teach me that there will always be difficult conflict and people who are different from me in their approach in my life, and my reaction to it completely changes the outcome for me and for the people around me. I found myself often praying in the past that God would change the other person, but I now see that I need to be praying that God change me. I'm thankful for this class and thankful to Gus for praying with me and being able to talk about lots of different things in my life. God is truly good, and he speaks through so many avenues if we are just in the right place with the right people to help us see that.